Welcome to Creatively Exposed, a podcast and safe space for Black and marginalized creatives to empower, educate, and uplift you through the final product of self and creation. Bring a homie, share with a homie, and enjoy the show. The moment you press record and realize that it's noisy. Shout out to technology, y'all. So I had this whole discourse. But my ideas on WAP is basically that it's interesting how the world is hating on it when Black women are just out here, playing the game that was built for us to fail, basically. Black women are multifaceted and we're allowed to be so. And I too enjoy hood rat things with my hood rat friends. So here we are. You know what I'm saying? It's interesting because like back to back we've had Black women showing people how to exist, how we exist, how we enjoy being ourselves, and people are continuously mad. Fascinating. So in the conversation that I had last week by @stories by Imani, someone in their affirmations has said, I love that Black women are the blueprint. And that's really it. That is really it. And if you disagree, you're not paying attention or you don't want to. So I'm a Black woman. If you disagree with these things, then so be it. Still appreciate you listening. But it's also where I find it fascinating because we continue to build in places we're not supposed to, in places that there is no table for us to sit on and be successful. And so that brought an idea to me. A lot of people wait for that thing that they want to exist. And why not build it ourselves? Why not create the things we want to see in the world? It may not be this like super pristine, triple A quality, whatever, but like to start somewhere is dope. And before I get ahead of myself, I literally surpassed 400 listens, y'all. 400 people have listened to Black is King, my episode. Because I know a lot more people listen to Black is King by Beyonce, or watched it, But I really appreciate y'all. Like, it's so crazy. I've realized that the things that I do from like a sincere, honest place goes far. And so I'm just like, I don't even know what to do. Even if it's like a one-time thing and like 2 of y'all come back, like I'm still appreciative as hell because it's almost a month into my 1-year anniversary. What? And birthday. And here I am being listened to by like 400 people all over the world. Like I saw countries and I'm like, I gotta Google that place. So like even if you listen to like 5 minutes of last week, I thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's exciting to know that I'm not yelling into a void. are just being crazy and silly and to avoid. So thank you to that. And I've really been thinking about further creating in safe spaces, further building safe spaces. There's a lot going on astrologically. There's going to be a lot of changes coming, and things like Black is King, things like WAP just reminds me like what can be created when you've done all of the research and the legwork, but you've had fun creating what you're creating. Like the money's gonna come regardless. It may be a trickle, it may be a waterfall, but it's going to come. But if you create things for that, it doesn't always translate because it's energy. We're all energy based, you know? And joy echoes louder than anything else that exists. That's why it's so hard to obtain it and to maintain it. Because you gotta stop caring about what people say. You have to battle those who are adverse to joy, like they don't want it. I don't know. There are people dedicated to misery, and just know they don't need your company. Period. You know, and Black women are popping always, eternally, and as the blueprint, we make it in spaces that misogyny and patriarchy are just mad. And it's interesting to see. To be attacked for enjoying being a sexual being and playing the game that was placed in front of us, it's like checkmate, yo. Like, why are you mad though? And if you have not experienced said WAP, and that's to whomever, you know, I'm here for everybody. So, you know, if you mad and whatever, the problem might be, bro. And bruh, I mean like gender neutrally, but mostly to cishet men who stay mad at the joy of Black women. But anyway, people are gonna be mad. Create anyway. Our creations from the deepest, truest, most authentic parts of our soul is what makes us resilient and rememberable. And you don't have to beg to be on anybody's table, honestly. We can exist within the structures that have created what we have now, but we can also thrive in our own way. It doesn't have to be the same road. And I think that's what was meant when it says, when whomever first said it, take the path less traveled. Like, that's literally what it is. Oh, my neighbor is up and about today. My upstairs neighbor. In being in the less traveled path, it doesn't mean nobody traveled it. It's just, it's not the easiest route to take because, like WAP, like Black is King, people will always be angry about something. The fact that you can be, in my case, like, I'm a spiritual person. Boom, like, period. I'm into all things. Like, I'm into most things, and let's not say all, but I'm into a little bit of everything. I love talking about stars and astrology and emotions and therapy. You know how I feel about therapy by now, and if you don't, please understand that I would literally walk around like a Jehovah's Witness and talk to people about therapy. No offense to Jehovah's Witnesses. If you, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave it alone. I also am a sexual being. I'm also very creative because I can channel my sacral chakra properly. And that's interesting. Random like note talking about sacral chakras. The position that Little Kim was initially in, which is also the statues in WAP, is a yoga pose that activates Kundalini energy. And if you don't know what that is, it's, yeah, the only word I have is pussy power. So, but it's also like all genders have the sacral energy and we're composed of feminine, masculine. Anyway, that was a tangent, but like it's a power pose on like a old ancient civilization kind of level. But anyway, I just thought that was an interesting tidbit. But I even lost my train of thought prior to that. But sacral chakras, yes. I am multifaceted. And one thing is, this is me, and you have to take me as I am or have nothing. You know, that's cool, but like, there are parts of me that you're not going to pick and choose. Like, that's not what we're going to do here, right? And we're complex beings. Black women are allowed to be whoever they want to be. That's that on that, you know. People will stay mad about that. We can create many things. We can exist in many ways. I will listen to, I don't know, Sade and Erykah Badu, just like I'm gonna listen to Trina and, I don't know, Dancehall and Spice. So, if you care about the people that you care about, let us all make space for every level that we are, because that's part of authenticity and being ourselves. You can't be, I mean, you can, because everyone's emotions are valid, but you can't put Black women on a pedestal that they should be this, that, and this, and then be mad because you also want them to be the sexual being while also being modest, while also being homely, while also being ambitious. Like, who else puts these things on anybody? Why? As society does, sometimes we do to ourselves. And that's literally the full circle that I wanted to come back to. Create from every part of you. Every single one. So this was really fun. So Thursdays are like my semi-hectic days, but so Thursday was pretty cool because I was in a Womxn circle, and Womxn are, they call themselves, Womxn is midwife in Creole. And so instead of catching babies, they catch communities. That's their byline, their slogan, their tagline. And we learned about Ayurveda, which is really cool. And it's a safe space for women to learn and be, and to just be in commune and uplift each other. And then I gave horoscopes, and then right about now, poetry had like a really dope erotic themed poetry night. And we have the ability to exist in every lens.